So today we know another type of inheritance. This inheritance is because of sex linkage, and this inheritance is called as criss-cross inheritance. Now what is criss-cross? Criss-cross means moving from one side to the other side is called as criss-cross. There are two types of criss-cross inheritances possible: Guyhnic and Guyhnic. Now di here stands for dia. Dia also means a cross. So whenever a character is passed from the father to the grandson through the daughter is called as Guyhnic. Guyhnic means the female. So through female, a father is transmitting the character to the grandson, or you can say the character is present in the male, then it goes to the female, then it again goes to the male. So it is criss-cross inheritance, because moving from male to female and then female to male. That's why it is called as criss-cross inheritance, because it involves a female in between for transmission. It is called as Guyhnic type of criss-cross inheritance. Now opposite to this we can have Guyhnic type also. What is Guyhnic? When a mother passes the character to the granddaughter through the son, it is called as Guyhnic, because it is passing through the male. Andro means male, gyno means female, so it is passing through the male. That's why it is called as Guyhnic. Or you can say from female to male and then again to female. It will continue like this. That's why it is called as a criss-cross inheritance. So remember, sex-linked inheritance, or characters which are controlled by sex chromosomes, will always be moving in which manner? Criss-cross manner. That means they will be jumping from one sex in one generation to the next sex in the next generation, again back to the same sex in the third generation. Now next point, this the sex-linked inheritance can be again of two types, holendric and hologuynic. Now what is holendric? Those characters which are transferred from father to son and then transferred to the grandson. That means they do not pass through opposite sex and they only pass through Y chromosome, are called as holendric inheritance, because Y chromosome will pass on to the son, and from son it will pass on to the grandson. That's why such characters are found only in the male. Example, we already know maleness character, the body features of male, and then hypertrichy. You must have seen in old age, male will start developing lots of long hair in their ear lobes. So ear lobes will also carry long hair. That character is called as hypertrichy. So hypertrichy and maleness, they are controlled by the Y chromosome and they are transferred from father to son, and from son to grandson. They never go to the opposite sex. Reason, they are controlled by which chromosome? Y. And Y is only passed on to the male, not to the females. That's why it is called as holendric inheritance. Whole means complete, andro means male. So those characters which are transferred through Y chromosome are holendric inheritance. Now opposite to this we can even have hologuynic inheritance. Now those characters which are holo means complete, gyno means female, so only transferred from female to female and they will never go into opposite sex, are called as hologuynic inheritance. So mother will passing the character to daughter, daughter will pass to the granddaughter. This is called as the holendric type of character. So remember, sex-linked inheritance can have a criss-cross inheritance, or they may have same-sex inheritance. So criss-cross inheritance may involve a female in between, so it is called as Guyhnic. And father will pass on to daughter, daughter will pass on to the grandson. And remember, these characters are controlled by which chromosome? X chromosome. And then it may pass on from the Guyhnic. Guyhnic type means passing through the son. From mother it will go to son, from son again it goes to the granddaughter. Again it is controlled by the X chromosomes. And then we'll be learning examples, then it will be clear to you. Then Hollandric inheritance are those which are controlled by, which are passed from only one generation to next generation in the same sex. So it is not criss-cross. So Hollandric and Guyhnic. Guyhnic is the one which passes from the mother to daughter, daughter to the granddaughter, never appear in the opposite sex. Now, what are the characteristics of the sex-linked characters or inheritance? So when we talk about sex-linked characters or inheritance of such characters, first point is females are generally the carriers. What are carriers now? Carriers are those which are, like when I write something like this, so one chromosome is normal and the other chromosome is abnormal. So now in this case the female, because maximum of the sex-linked characters are recessive. So because, see, I have mentioned this point here, maximum of the sex-linked characters are recessive. Recessive means they are not showing up in the presence of the dominant form. So if a female is of this type, there is a dominant X with a normal gene and an abnormal gene which is recessive form. So as long as this capital X, the normal X is there, this gene will not function. So that's why heterozygous situation. So females are generally heterozygous, that's why generally they are carriers. Female will express a character only if they are homozygous. So only homozygous females will show symptoms, otherwise symptoms will not be there in a heterozygous female. So females are generally carriers, because now see why exactly it is tough to find such female, because to have a female who has homozygous condition for a recessive trait, father should also contribute one X to her and mother also should contribute one X to her, and to have such a marriage is rare. It is rare to find individuals, because we never go for these checkups before marriage. So it is very rare to find such type of marriages. That's why it is very tough to find a female who is homozygous and shows character, which character symptom? Sex-linked character symptoms.